Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What up? It's been a minute. What's good, world? It's your boy. I'm back. Y'all already know what it is. Cedric Sanders, retired Navy Chief. Y'all know what it is. Full-time truth teller, all that. I'm back, and I'm not even mad about it. It's just, I gotta get back to the man that's I'm just allergic to sugarcoating, so it's time to get back to it. So it's been a while. I had to take a little hiatus and do some fixing of some things within the podcast. It was just not authentic enough for me, and I was trying to make everybody else happy instead of making me happy. And sometimes in doing that, you have to put your foot down and just say, you know what, I'm just going to do me. I'm not worried about what everybody else or how everybody else's feelings about it, because it wasn't that person that attracted people. The person that was just trying to, be in the now of everything when it came to, podcasting and, content creating or whatever you want to call it. It was just trying to fit into everybody else's narrative that didn't fit me, and at the end of the day, I gotta be me. I'm not gonna sit around here and sugarcoat shit and fit into a box that I don't fit in well in. So I'm just being real.
Really, nigga?
It's the truth. So with that being said, y'all, that's what I said. The podcast is back. So tonight, this topic is going back to making people feel uncomfortable, because that's what I like to do, but it's the truth. And the truth sometimes is supposed to do that. It's supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, especially when you're not comfortable doing the shit you're supposed to be doing anyway. Your hustle ain't hustling. That's all it is to it. Your hustle ain't hustling. Why your grind is broken, how to fix it. That's what this is what this is about. That's what this podcast is about. It's about to get real. Shout out to my veterans, the non-veterans, the people that support veterans, the people that hate veterans, and the people that think veterans don't or ain't shit. Shout out to you too, because sometimes people need to be educated, or however you want to spell it or say it. And let me say it, or preface this topic by saying this. This ain't like shade or hate or some type of witch hunt or be mad at me tour kind of thing. It's not that. What it really is I've noticed, not even just recently, it's just been a while. I've noticed people have this edge about them, when people want to bring up conversation, what you're doing, how you doing, whatever. And some people will say, I've been doing my hustle, I gotta get on that grind, I gotta get to the bag, I gotta do this and do that. And you really kind of check back and you like, bruh, your hustle on life support. Like, I've been checking the scoreboard and these posts ain't matching up to your grind. What's really going on? And I'm not hating. I'm not never wanting to hate, but at the same, everybody can see. And when you trying to hype your brand and you trying to get whatever career going, you trying to get going, you got a different type of hustle. You getting up early, or you working harder on certain things, and you trying to get your name out there. But at the same time, you are not trying to step on, not necessarily step on people's toes, but you're not trying to step on the fact that this is temporary. I'm just trying to get to a bag to do this. And it's like, no, Are you doing this because this is your craft, or you just doing this because you're trying to fit into everybody else's narrative because everybody else is doing it? I mean, like, let's be real. Because a lot of times people do shit just to be doing it because everybody else is doing it. Doesn't matter if you're good or doesn't matter if you're bad. You got to have the motivation to like keep going if it's something you have a passion for doing. And if you have a passion for doing something, why stop? It's like, don't let people tell you can't do something. Most times when people tell you can't do something, they mad that you have the energy or the motivation to do it because they wish they could. And then it's not even about the hate. it's not even about the hate. It's the fact that people want to open their mouth and be negative towards something that you trying to do. And people always have a vision or some type of stereotype that they want to put you in, or not even really a stereotype, it's a box. It's like that crab in the bucket mentality. It's just, no matter how many crabs is in that bucket, everybody's trying to climb on each other to get out that bucket, but only one gonna get out. Everybody else gonna fall back down. And then everybody gonna try to climb back up again. And it's like you just climbing on top of people that ain't even your competition. They competing with they self to not hate on themselves so much, and they rather just hate on you. Yeah, they mad because they ain't got shit, they ain't got nothing or whatever, and you might have what's going on because you got the hottest thing out there, or you're just so dedicated and you have so much compassion for what you do, they see that in you and they hate it. That's all that is. It's a natural hate that people don't even want to see people happy. It's not even like bringing this into like today's bullshit that's going on. I mean, we ain't gonna even talk about DC. Let's not even get on that because people can sit here and tell you, I told you this was gonna happen and blah blah blah. You ain't gonna tell me shit. Shut up. And then you got people the same color as me that's sitting there, we should have voted and blah blah blah. And it's like, the one time you should have voted, but what happened to all the other times you should have voted? Because, they say that, you do things at a certain amount of times, it becomes a habit. And it's like, the things that should be a habit are the things that people just have a disdain for. And then the things that people are addicted to is the things that people stay addicted to because it's the hardest things to get off. And that's the weirdest shit ever. It was like you'd rather be hooked on drugs and alcohol than to see your own people succeed. And it's sad because in a conversation, I heard a conversation being broke down talking about how people will support other ethnic foods and everything else, but sometimes won't even support their own people. So it's like it could be 1,001 restaurants, but you won't even go into your own Khan's restaurant and eat their food. But you go to a Chinese restaurant, you go to a Mexican restaurant, you go to all the other restaurants, but you won't go in to the black restaurant. And it just doesn't make sense to me. But this is the same type of inner hate that people have just with people that is just like people that are actually got successful businesses, just doing what they supposed to do, take care of their family and shit. And people just want to hate on you because you get up every day and do the responsible thing and take care of your responsibilities while they sitting on their ass hoping and wishing for a dream to happen. It's like, I'm gonna go to the gas station and scratch another lottery ticket and hopefully the $20 I spend turn into 100, so then I can go and buy me a fifth of this and a carton of this. And it's like the same old shit every day, right? But your hustle ain't hustling, bro. Your hustle ain't hustling. I'm gonna tell you three things. I'm gonna give you three reasons why hustle ain't hustling. Number one, you busy and not productive. You're busy in the wrong area and productive in a whole bunch of other areas that ain't got nothing to do with your hustle. It's like your calendar is fuller than Popeye's drive-thru on Tuesday, but you ain't getting nothing done. Like nothing. But you busy all the time. Ain't nothing getting done. That don't make no sense to me. The second one is that you running somebody else's race. Goes back to what I was talking about previously. The next thing trending on TikTok, you jumped on board and you didn't went on TikTok and saw somebody make 5, 10 bands on there, and now all of a sudden the hustle's different. It's like, oh, I gotta do what they doing. I gotta do the 5 to 10 grand, and it's like you don't even know like the process that they went through. And I'm sure they probably talked about the process of this TikTok. Sometimes some of those people get on there and they be like, hey, yo, you got to get up there and do this. You got to do this. And no, people want to not even do the bare minimum, which is work. Work. The bare minimum is work. You don't even want to do that. You want to always find a shortcut to just minimize how much work you got to do to get to $5,000 to $10,000. It's like, I'm going to find the shortcut, the ring around the rosy method to get there. But I'm not going to do the work to get there because I don't feel like it's required for me because I'm trying to hurry up and get to the bag. I'm hustling. No, hustling requires work, my boy. Kings and queens out there, hustling requires work. Consistency. That doesn't mean get up early Monday because Monday's the first work week. First day work, first work day of the week. You want to get up and hit that grind hard. Then what happens on Tuesday? I'll get it back on Wednesday. I burnt myself out Monday. That's not consistency. That's laziness. That's making excuses to not hit the bag or go to the grind. You running somebody else's race now at this point. You living through other people. You have an expectation that if somebody in your circle that's doing the same thing that this person's doing, but they dedication and they purpose and they why is a lot stronger than yours, and they get into the bag tenfold, and you still sitting on $20, I'm gonna let that marinate. Number 3, you quit at the boring part.
Bruh.
You quit at the boring part. This is what happens when you are not a true grinder, a person that is really trying to get out there and get to the bag, or you trying to make money off of crypto. You're trying to do all these things, but you relying on somebody else to do it. Or they tell you, you got to learn how to do this, because if you learn how to do this, this is going to put you in a better position to where when you start taking these positions to do this, or you start making these moves, you're going to understand why. You're going to know when to get in and get out. You don't want to do that hard work. You rather spend money or be friends with somebody that's going to do it for you and then benefit off the hard work that person put in so that they can get to the bag, then you can just actually put in the work to do it yourself. And then multiply it by telling other people how to do it so they have to pay you whatever. I digress. Y'all see where I'm going with this. But I put it like this. When I was in the Navy, we didn't have the luxury of quitting at the boring part. And I'm not saying that you learn that strategy or that life lesson or that tactic, or you don't just learn that in the military. You just can't quit at the boring part. You have it's this. When I was in the military, when I was in the Navy, there was certain thing called accountability that you had. There was things that you just couldn't skip the steps. You had to go step 1 through step 59. It didn't matter how many steps it was. Some of those steps, when you're doing 3M checks, it might only involve like five things. But some of those 5 things take like 20, 30 minutes. And you're like, damn, I gotta do this. It's like, why quit at the boring part when it's not really boring? It's part of the process. If the process is boring to you, you ain't ready to hustle. Hustling, there's no boring part. You got to be in the mood to hustle? Is that what you're trying to say, bro? Yeah, let me stop. I digress. Because some of y'all people, I swear, y'all be... So, that was my first segment, Said Talk. We're going to go ahead and talk about one of my subjects. That's what I cryptoed. And tonight, We're gonna talk about hype coin versus the smart play. And sometimes when I get into this money conversation, especially when it talks about crypto, I always tell people not to just take a deep dive into something because you heard 5 or 6, 7 other people do it or say it. Do your research. Understand what they're talking about. Take responsibility, because at the end of the day, it's your money. And just throw a little secret out there, the dollar ain't gonna do shit. It ain't been doing nothing. So for y'all thinking y'all can put your money in Bank of America, Wells Fargo, wherever you bank at, and just stack it on, you just adding money, but it ain't building. It's just sitting there. You can do that shit in your house. The amount of money that your bank make, you can go to the casino and probably make that in about 20 minutes. I'm just saying. Or you can go to the gas station and scratch a lotto ticket. I'm sorry, 0.0001%. And even if you bank at a decent bank and you get 3 or 4%, that is not making money. But like I said, I digress. I talk about crypto because I understand it. I learned about it. And I have protected myself from FOMO, the fear of missing out. That's what FOMO is, fear of missing out. And that's what a lot of people do. They get emotional about missing out on big rises. And it's not even just cryptocurrency. It's stock markets, dividends, it's all kinds of things. And when that percentage goes up, even in the S&P 500, that percentage goes up, people start losing their shit. And it's like, oh man, I might have missed it. Let me get in right now. Then it starts dropping down. It's like, dang, I must have missed it. And then it starts shooting up again. It's like, dang, now you panic buying. It's like, slow down, bro. Slow down, sis. You doing too much. So, everybody right now is like super hype. Bitcoin, Ethereum, even Solana today. Solana was jumping through hoops. Was like almost at 200 today. It was like at 190 earlier. Before I started doing this podcast. And even XRP, and talking about XRP and the updates with their with the lawsuit and everything else, it's like there's so many coins out there, so many cryptocurrencies out there. It's almost to the point where it's like, find the right one and stick with it. You're going to hear about 1,000 coins doing this, that, and the third. But find ones that you like and invest in them. Dollar cost average into them. That means the same amount. Every time, every week, or every, couple weeks, every month, the same dollar amount. Every time you get paid. Say you get paid twice, say you get paid 2 times a month, right? So for 2 times a month, you put $50 in to your crypto wallet. That's $100 a month. And you keep doing that. And you keep buying the same coins. It doesn't matter which ones. It could be XRP. It could be whatever. It could be Solana, Ethereum. Like I said, there's thousands of ones out there. You just put it in. Dollar cost average into them. And you keep doing it. It doesn't matter, price fluctuations or whatever. It's always going to be price fluctuations. But as long as you putting in that same amount and you're moving your money around with that amount of money, you're going to be fine. Like I said, as soon as you just take the time to learn how to move your money, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. Receipts and real talk. Receipts and real talk's the next segment, and then I'll have my closeout after that, because my podcasts are only going to be about 25-30 minutes, because I'm in it to quit it. I'm just getting in, getting out. I ain't got time to be sitting around here. It's better to just say what you got to say and get up out of here, right? So, receipts and real talk. So, like, I knew a dude when I was in the military, in the Navy, and dude was like forever just like, when you first get into like a job or organization, even the Navy, or you go to college or whatever, it's always that one popular kid, and he's got the nice car and got the girl on his arm, whatever. It's like, you know, he going to the club and he got all this money, drinks going everywhere, and you just like, dang, dude got it. And then when you get older, it's like you done all that, but it's not that serious to just flaunt my money around like whatever. But now that same person is the ones hitting you in the DM, be like, yo man, I see you out there, yo, let me hit that, let me get $5 in the Cash App. I'm like, So it wasn't that the hustle was bad. It was the fact that you was sitting out here flexing to everybody when you had it, instead of learning smart, you know, financial strategies on how to save your money. Not even just financial strategy, just being smart and putting your money up. Me personally, what I don't get and what I don't understand, and I'm not going down this rabbit hole. What I don't understand is that people will talk about, I will get the bag, I want to do smart, you know, decisions, I want to do things better so that, you know, I have the money all the time. And then when they get it, it is out of their pocket as soon as it's there. As soon as they get it, it's gone. It's already spent. It's like you go to sleep fantasizing about the money that you about to get, and then as soon as you got it, it's gone. Like gone. For why? It makes absolutely no sense. And it's, you have no backup plan at that point. What is your backup plan? I'm gonna get this money down, I'm just gonna blow through it. But what about all the other responsibilities you had that you were supposed to take care of? Oh, I'll get that when I get the money. But you ain't got none. There ain't never no backup plans. Even if you have a backup plan, if your first plan is to blow through the money, that's not a plan. That's a problem. Period. Gotta make smarter decisions. You know, I have this issue, I think, that if you have a grind, you have a motivation to do something, do it. Don't talk about it like, you know, everywhere, and you want everybody to just be so impressed or so like, oh, elated about what you're about to do, and then you don't do it. Ain't nobody gonna pay attention to you. Everybody gonna be like, bro, you talking about a shit, but it ain't going nowhere. Who you really trying to impress? You know what I'm saying? It's like you really ain't doing anything other than nothing. Absolutely, it's like you doing it for no reason at all. And if you have these bad habits now, it's only going to get worse as you get older, because you're not doing any corrective measures to correct it, to make it any better. And you can't think getting into a relationship with someone that's a total opposite of you, that's a great saver, is going to save you. No, you're just going to find other ways to spend that money. Because now, not only do you have your money to spend, you'll manipulate your way to get more money from your other half, just so now you got other. It's just like you living through people just to spend their money so that both y'all are broke. Now you're both sitting there, the thinkers look, just sitting there with your hand on just like, I don't know what we're going to do now. What you mean? You the one that screwed the money up. Breaking news, dummy, you did too. Breaking news, dummy, you did too. With that being said, y'all, this is That's What I Said. I will be live every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m.-ish. Making sure that I give it to you the way that it's supposed to be given, and that's real raw, no matter what it is. Please make sure you take the time to follow me on all social media channels at That's What I Said, except for on Twitter. It's on That's What I Said 25. Why, I have no idea, but we'll get there at some point. Peace and love to y'all. Make sure y'all take care of one another, and I'm out of here. Peace. Peace and hair grease and all that good stuff.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
Hey, listen, family, check it out. I'm here to not to knock your ambition. I'm here to sharpen it. If your hustle ain't hustling, it's time to upgrade your plan. No excuses. Get motivated for you and only you. Movement without direction is just cardio. Remember that. That's what I said. I'm out.